Hey folks, Kozzi here, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1 with our Praxis Midrange deck. Following up from what I think was probably the fastest series of 3 matches that I've ever played whilst recording for this video series. I think it was only about 17 or 18 minutes, primarily because we managed to watch what happens in games where your opponent gets power screwed. Which is a bit of a shame, but it happens. So this looks like a good hand. Turn 1, only Ronin. A little bit nervous about the fact that we can't do anything until we draw more sigils, and we're a little bit reliant on going runner. But if we do manage to get that third sigil, and we are on the draw, so we have 3 opportunities to see it, then we can sharpshooter into Granite Acolyte, and I feel as though that's exceptionally difficult for opponents to beat. So I'm willing to take the risk. So then playing a 1-drop is a little bit of a shame. I'd hope to get some free attacks in with the Ronin, but I'm happy to pay 1 mana for a Warcry and trading out. Okay, what have you got? 2/3? So I need to determine if in this scenario I think I'm on the beatdown or not. If I'm to attack in, I can't imagine that he's going to block because the Pally is a fantastic card. So if I hold back and he attacks in, he probably has a trick, so I'd be nervous to block anyway, but I'd probably want to make him have it, and then I get no value for my Ronin. And I do know that next turn I can play my Sharpshooter, which will hopefully hold him back. So I think for this attack I can afford to get 1 attack in because I'm exchanging 2 damage for 3. But I think depending on what he does in his next turn, I'm probably on defense and I want to slow down and try and hold up this game. Because a 1-drop, 2-drop start, it's good. It's very, very good. It's exactly what you hope to do. And I need to start to trade off resources and slow him down. So there was a stop there. He's got something. It's either a return or a finest hour. This is a great hand and a great start for my opponents. So I'm going to have a bit of a challenge trying to slow it down because I think that's likely to become a 4/4. So I think next turn we're going to be playing the time, Magma Javelin in to kill his Awakened Student before it becomes even more of a problem. Hopefully this is enough to stop him attacking in. If he attacks in with the Crown Watch, then I think it's likely that he has a trick. So I could double block here, and that way we trade. Or I can go here, force the trick out. I want to force the trick out because next turn I want to be attacking with my Magma Javelin, and for him not to be turning his Awakened Student into a 7/7 in my face. Okay, so that was his trick. Fortunately, that's only until end of turn. And now we can start to think about stabilizing and working through this resource advantage. I think here I definitely want to be doing this first. If we draw a sigil, I can consider that next turn. But this guy must die. Oh no, don't have it! Okay. So what do we do now? Is he realistically going to be able to block the 4-drop? If he becomes a 5/5 next turn, he'll be attacking in for 6. I go to 7 and he's got something in the air that's a problem for me. Perhaps I should have attacked first. Next turn, I can turn him into a 5/2. Which means he'd have to draw runner. I think he's on chump block duty. We need him to stop him for a turn and slow down. So he hasn't drawn a sigil, so unless his hand was just 1 power, this guy should only be 4 power, hopefully. He could have drawn... Oh, okay. I think we've lost this one. I can't afford to take 11 here. I can't afford to take 7 in the air, to be honest. And that was a very nice card for him to get that effect on. So I don't have the mana to do anything else. I could turn him into a 4 that trades and I die, so yeah. That was a beautiful little draw for him, and that really hurt that he got the Warcry on it. And it just goes to show, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, something to do on 4. It's just about all you have to do to win these games. Use all of your power, and if your opponents only manage to use 3 or 4 out of their 6 by the time you've used 6 out of 6, you'll probably win the game. And yeah, when you have the Awakened Student, if you're on the play and you can cast him and so they have to deal with him as 3 power to begin with, I feel as though, yeah, he had a pretty perfect lineup of cards for what I was trying to do. This hand is keepable. Not great, but it's likely better than what mulligans could look like. So we'll be playing into the Ricano Stranger to get our fire online, and then hoping we can get up to 4 as quickly as possible for the Zenon Guardian and the rest of our stuff. Excuse me. So that's nice that he spent a bit of time on card selection there. If he took it that quickly, I imagine that he probably is desperately looking for power. And we'll trade off damage here. And hold up the torch in case he plays anything that scares me. If he misses on this turn too, then we'll just keep developing our board and trying to get the most value we can out of unlock potential. Did you not take power last time? What's going on here? Thinking harder for this one. Perhaps you got the power you're not showing me because you wanted to see what else you could get. Or perhaps you just... Could you brick off 8? You look at the top 4, don't you? I don't know if it's possible to brick off 8. Perhaps he was greedy the first time. He saw the best card in his deck or something like that, took it, knowing that he had another scheme. Yeah, I do not know. I need to decide whether I want to kill this Obsidian Golem. If I do, that becomes a 3 power dude in the air. Or if I just want to wait. I think I'm happy to kill him if it's through combat. Because if he chooses to equip up here, whilst this is likely a stash deck, I'm going to be getting card advantage of my own, and I have the torch to deal with it. Okay, you have a fair few torches. I don't think it was wrong to play out my creature there. I don't think you could really know otherwise. And I don't want to play the Maul until I have a creature to help me protect it. This one you can't torch though. Happiness is. I can't do much about it this particular turn, but what I can do is I think I'll use my torch now to see if there looks like there's a stop in his hand. So that went through straight away, so I feel comfortable using them all. And hopefully he's used up all of his torches, so he can't just take my Stone Scar Maul. Instead he's just taken my 3 drops, which I care a lot less about. In fairness though, I did care about them a lot until I drew a creature. Okay, that worked out well for you. And now we get to see what happens when decks flood. I don't have enough. 5 is not enough to kill him. If I get a second creature I can block and then burn out, so I think that has to be my plan for now. Wow, you have a lot of removal. A lot of removal. So far this game you've had a suffocate and execute, a pair of torches, and I've had not much. Oh well, it looks like in the start of this series we saw what happens when I get the run of good luck, and I feel as though for this second series of videos we've seen what happens when I get exceptionally bad luck, or when my opponents have amazing hands. When you're up against a guy who has 4 pieces of premium removal in his hand, as well as the obsidian golems that are creating value. Wow, what do? You get run over, I guess, is the answer. But beyond that, you don't do much to prevent the inevitable. Hopefully then we get one more win out of this so we can get to another video series and play for one of the platinum chests. That's when I think it gets really exciting. This deck did seem better than 3-3, so... But yeah, double torch, suffocate, execute, big fat creatures. It's tough. Too many expensive cards, not enough power, so I have to ship this one back. And this hand is better by the fact that I'm missing a 2-drop. And I think that will be significant looking at the fact that this is a Rakano opponent. So I expect this to come out hard and fast and straight for my face. I have an interesting choice of how much I want to protect her, because it gets my Terrazon down in 2 turns. But, well, it's only 1 damage. And I think it's too important actually saving this. Especially as I can swing back in return for more. He has a trick, so I need to be aware of that. Now it could be a torch, or it could be a finest hour. I need to work out if I want to make this a juicy target. I feel as though I don't want to spend my turn doing nothing, and I could draw into an Oni Ronin or something like that. And we don't want to trade her here, so we just need to accept the fact that we're taking 4. Because if we ever do get to the spot of playing that for 6, it's a phenomenal card for 7, it's a disgusting card for 6. So we're just playing the don't have a torch game. Given my opponent had 2, I'm not super optimistic. Okay, so you don't want to trade. Or you don't have a pump spell, it's something different to what I thought it was. I don't want to trade either, so I'm taking 3, mate. Especially as any bonus on that, and you've got quick draw, and it's not even a trade. So I think now we play my roadblock. And now we play the don't have a vanquish game. So that's not a fast spell, so I don't think that's what you had before that I saw the stop on. I think we'll go as wide as we can to try and get value out of this unlock potential. No, I've missequenced that. I should have attacked first and not shown what was coming up. No, that was lazy. So he doesn't want to trade, which means I think I was wrong thinking I had to play around a trick of some description. If I cast Unlock Potential, it gets her out of torch range. I think that's what I'd like to do. Thanks, mate. I like the style of this deck too. And so now I'm getting some good value out of my creatures. That was a 4-drop that's now trading for both a 3 and a 4-drop. Yeah, he still gets the torch out, but so be it. That was always going to, unless I had a silence effect, of which I have none in my decks. So there's no point contemplating that. And so now we're firmly on the front foot. His Warcry is a little bit of a pain. But my 7/7 is going to be a bigger pain if I can draw a sigil. What have you got? What is in red or green that isn't a combat trick that he could be waiting on? Perhaps it could be a rampage, and that's it. That would make sense if it's rampage. I think we'd like to see what new cards we get. And so, when this kills a blocking unit, the blocker doesn't deal damage back. And so if it attacks, does that mean the unit it attacks is a blocker? I guess there's only one way for us to really find out. There we go. Okay, that's good to know. He has a torch, so I think he's going to use the torch no matter what in this scenario. Fortunately, we drew a pair of sigils, so I think I want to get in and get damage rather than giving him the opportunity of doing whatever he wants. Okay, he wants to save his torch. I'm happy for that trade. So when we set up shop here, we'll be able to keep attacking in. I think these guys are pretty firmly on jump block duty. You got the temper? Okay. A 2-for-2 trade is fine. I'll play the guy that can stop him from attacking in, or her rather. Just need to hope you don't have a Vanquish. Although if you had the Vanquish, I think you would have played it right there. So, if I attack, I'll do 7 damage, putting him down to 8, which isn't enough to represent lethal, which is a shame. I'll have a blocker that doesn't do much. I could offer a 2-for-1. And he could be attacking for up to 11, and if he has is a rampage, that'd be 7, 12, 14. I think instead I just play my board out. I wait and see if I get an extra power next turn. Because he can't attack into me. If I do manage to get anything to help out the Guardian, then I should be safe. I'm glad that's played late in the game. And so, I don't think I want to attack. I don't want to offer up the double block and a 1-for-1. Especially whilst I'm so dominant here. This could be a problem if he has a good piece of equipment. But he doesn't, so that's nice. So if I attack, I think he'd still do the double blocks, so instead we just keep putting the pressure on him. Next turn he's going to have to block it. And we just hope he doesn't draw something like a rally. I think that's the only card that could get us into trouble right now. Or a vanquish. A vanquish would still be pretty unpleasant. So he's creating more of an overlap for himself. I want to block. Okay, so this is just a suicide. And we'll swing him with the team. It's always nice when one of your bomb picks does work. Well, after a barnstorming start, I was quite nervous that we were going to go over 3 there and not have a final video. But nope, we'll be able to see at least one more match, hopefully 3. I think that will keep it nice and exciting. And see just where this Praxis mid-range deck ends up. Proven to be a pretty solid build so far, and it's also proven some of my theories on the draft archetype, draft meta rather, at the moment. We've seen just how important it is to curve out and to get on the front foot. This doesn't seem to be a super defensive meta right now. It seems to be a lot more aggressive and reward attacking more than it does blocking. And I think I've been a little bit in denial of it. I've been trying to draft some of those defensive decks to show what they look like. But it really does look as though if you have a choice, you'd rather be on the front than the back foot at the moment. Anyway, we'll see how this finishes up. I've been Kozzi drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1. Thank you again, as always, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.